The weight of expectation can crush a spirit, especially when those expectations are unequally distributed within a family. For years, I bore the brunt of my parents' disapproval, a constant comparison to a sibling held aloft as the golden child, all while a quiet betrayal festered beneath the surface of our seemingly perfect family unit. This is my story of finally breaking free from their shadow, not with a whimper, but with a roar. The email landed in my inbox like a bomb, its subject line a stark, black font against the white background. Hale Industries Succession Plan. My fingers trembled, hovering over the mouse. This was it. The culmination of years of quiet dedication, of enduring slights and dismissals. I opened it, my breath catching in my throat as I scanned the initial paragraphs. Then my eyes snagged on a name. Not mine. Adela, darling, you look pale, my mother's voice, a saccharine melody, drifted from the living room. She sat perched on the edge of the antique sofa, a porcelain doll come to life, her gaze fixed on the antique clock chiming noon. Are you feeling quite all right? I crumpled the printout in my hand, the sharp crinkle of paper echoing in the silent house. I'm fine, Mom. My voice sounded alien thin. Lunch is ready. Your father will be down any moment. She gestured vaguely towards the dining room. He's so busy these days, you know. The company. Such a burden on his shoulders. A burden he willingly passed on, I thought. A burden I had been groomed to carry, or so I believed. I walked into the dining room, the scent of roasted lamb and rosemary a familiar comfort, now tainted with a bitter edge. My father, Marcus Hale, already sat at the head of the polished mahogany table, his silver hair impeccably combed, his eyes scanning the financial section of the morning paper. He didn't look up as I took my seat. Good morning, Dad. I offered, my voice flat. He grunted, turning a page. Morning, Adela. My sister, Clara, breezed in, a vision in a silk blouse and tailored trousers, her laughter bubbling like champagne. Daddy, you won't believe the traffic. I swear, the city is conspiring against me. She leaned down, kissing his cheek, then mine. Adela, you're here early. I've been here all morning, I replied, a tightness in my chest. Oh, right. Of course you have. Clara waved a dismissive hand, her eyes already on the roast. Smells divine, Mom. My mother beamed. Only the best for my girls. The conversation flowed around me, Clara detailing her latest charity gala, my father occasionally interjecting with a gruff approval. I ate mechanically, the food tasteless. The email's words burned behind my eyes. Clara Hale, appointed as the new executive vice president, effective immediately, with a clear path to CEO within 3 years. I cleared my throat, the sound abrupt in the cheerful chatter. Dad, I received the succession plan email. My father finally lowered his newspaper, his gaze, sharp and assessing, landing on me. Ah, yes. Excellent news, isn't it? Clara's worked so hard. Hard. My voice cracked. I've worked for Hale Industries for 10 years, Dad. I started in the mailroom, worked my way through every department, got my MBA at night, handled the merger with Sterling Corp last year, which brought in record profits. Clara joined the marketing department 3 years ago and spends half her time at charity events. Clara gasped, her hand flying to her chest. Adela, how can you say that? My charity work brings invaluable PR to the company, and I've been instrumental in securing several high-profile endorsements. Endorsements that I then had to negotiate the contracts for, after you'd already overpromised. I shot back, the dam beginning to crack. My father slammed his fist on the table. The cutlery rattled. Enough! Adela, you're being ungracious. Clara has a natural flair for public relations. It's what the company needs right now, a fresh face, a modern approach. A fresh face? Dad, I built the operational infrastructure that allows her to have a public face. I'm the one who ensured we could scale up after the Sterling acquisition. I'm the one who cut costs without sacrificing quality. My voice was rising, a tremor of fury running through it. My mother, her face tight with disapproval, interjected. Adela, dear, you're being emotional. Clara is simply more suited to leadership. She has that sparkle. Sparkle? I laughed, a harsh, brittle sound. Is that what we're calling it now? Nepotism? My father's face darkened. That's enough, Adela. You're being disrespectful. Clara has earned this. Earned it? How? I pushed my plate away, the half-eaten lamb suddenly repulsive. By being born prettier? By attending the right galas? I've given my life to that company. I've sacrificed weekends, relationships, everything, because you told me, Dad, you told me I was next in line. You promised me. Promises change, Adela, he said, his voice cold. The business evolves. And frankly, your intensity, it's not always conducive to leadership. People respond better to Clara's warmth. You're the failure in the family, he continued, his words like daggers. Why can't you be like your sister? My mother nodded, her eyes wide with feigned sympathy. Yes, Adela. Clara is so much more approachable. You're always so serious. It's off-putting. A chasm opened beneath me. The world tilted. Failure. After everything. After bleeding for that company, for their approval. I stood up, my chair scraping loudly against the floor. You want sparkle, Dad? You want warmth, Mom? You want approachable? Fine. I grabbed my bag, my hands shaking. You'll get it. I walked out of that house, leaving behind the cloying scent of roasted lamb and the suffocating weight of their expectations. The city outside was a blur of noise and motion, a stark contrast to the quiet rage simmering within me. The next morning, I arrived at Hale Industries early. My office, once a sanctuary, now felt like a cage. I sat at my desk, staring at the financial reports, the numbers mocking me. Clara's name, emblazoned on the new organizational chart, seemed to glow with a malevolent light. Adela, you made it in. Leo, our head of R&D, a brilliant but socially awkward man in his late 40s, peered into my office. His lab coat was perpetually stained with something unidentifiable. Heard the news. Congrats to Clara. He didn't quite meet my eyes. Thanks, Leo, I said, my voice flat. How's Project Chimera coming along? Chimera was our secret weapon, a revolutionary AI-driven logistics system I'd championed, designed to optimize our global supply chain, potentially saving billions. Oh, it's progressing. We're about 80% there. Just a few more kinks to iron out. But it's going to be a game changer, Adela. Your vision on this was truly remarkable. He actually smiled, a rare occurrence. Good. Keep me updated. I paused, then looked at him directly. Leo, if, hypothetically, I were to leave the company, would Project Chimera be able to function without my direct oversight? His smile vanished. Leave? Adela, what are you talking about? You are Chimera. Your algorithms, your understanding of the supply chain, your strategic direction. Without you, it's just a very expensive piece of software. It needs your brain to guide it, to interpret its findings, to adapt it. He fidgeted with his glasses. No offense to Clara, but she wouldn't know a neural network from a fishing net. A slow, cold satisfaction began to spread through me. Thank you, Leo. That's all I needed to know. My next call was to David, my former mentor, now a senior partner at a rival consulting firm, Meridian Solutions. He picked up on the second ring. Adela, long time no talk. How's life at the top? He boomed, his voice full of genuine warmth. Not as high as I thought it would be, David, I replied, a wry twist to my lips. In fact, I'm looking at the view from the bottom again. I quickly explained the situation, the succession plan, my father's words. David listened patiently, not interrupting once. When I finished, a long silence stretched between us. Adela, he finally said, his voice softer now. I'm sorry, kid. That's a raw deal. But you know what? Their loss is someone else's gain. And I happen to know Meridian Solutions has been looking for someone to head up their new AI-driven logistics division. Someone with a proven track record. Someone who built a system like Chimera from the ground up. My heart hammered against my ribs. You think I could do it? I know you can do it. You're a goddamn force of nature, Adela. You just need a company that appreciates that instead of trying to put a pretty bow on it. He paused. Come in tomorrow. We'll talk terms. And Adela? Yes. Don't burn any bridges you might need later. But don't be afraid to light a few fires either. The next few days were a blur of meetings, phone calls, and carefully worded emails. I tendered my resignation, effective in 2 weeks, citing personal reasons and a desire for new opportunities. My father's reaction was predictable. Adela, this is rash, he bellowed over the phone. You're throwing away your career. After all we've invested in you. You invested in Clara, Dad. I corrected him, my voice calm, steady. You made that abundantly clear. But who will manage the supply chain? Who will oversee Project Chimera? He sounded genuinely bewildered, as if he'd just realized the extent of the hole he'd dug. I'm sure Clara, with her sparkle and warmth, will figure it out, I said, a faint smile playing on my lips. She's the EVP now. That's her responsibility. He sputtered, but, Adela, you're indispensable. Funny, I mused. That's not the impression I got at the dinner table. I hung up before he could respond. My mother called moments later, her voice laced with panic. Adela, what have you done? Your father is beside himself. You can't just leave. What will people say? People will say I found a company that values my actual skills, Mom, I replied, feeling a lightness I hadn't known in years. And as for what you and Dad will say, I imagine it will be something about me being a failure. Again, my last day at Hale Industries was a quiet affair. I packed my personal items, a small box of books and a framed photo of my college graduation. Leo came to my office, his face etched with concern. Adela, please reconsider, he pleaded, wringing his hands. Chimera, it needs you. I've tried explaining to Clara, but she just smiles and says, Don't worry, Leo, we'll figure it out. She has no idea. I know she doesn't, Leo, I said, a genuine sorrow in my voice. But it's not my problem anymore. You're brilliant. You'll find a way to keep it afloat for a while. Just don't give them everything. I handed him a small USB drive. This contains some of my personal research, simulations, and a few untested algorithms. They're not company property. Use them to keep Chimera from crashing and burning. But don't tell anyone I gave them to you. He clutched the drive like a lifeline. Thank you, Adela. Thank you. I walked out of Hale Industries for the last time, the glass doors sliding shut behind me, severing a decade of my life. A strange mix of relief and trepidation washed over me. Meridian Solutions was everything Hale Industries wasn't: dynamic, innovative, and merit-based. David welcomed me with open arms, and my new team, a vibrant mix of engineers and data scientists, buzzed with excitement. I threw myself into my work, developing a new, even more sophisticated logistics AI, codenamed Phoenix. It was exhilarating, challenging, and most importantly mine. Months passed. My parents' calls dwindled, replaced by occasional, terse emails from my father, asking for insights into supply chain issues. I ignored them. Clara's social media, once a constant stream of galas and endorsements, became noticeably quieter. Then the news started to trickle out. First, whispers of delays. Then, reports of missed deadlines. Finally, a major article in the financial press. Hale Industries faces supply chain meltdown, new EVP Clara Hale under fire. I read the article over breakfast, a faint smile playing on my lips. It detailed how Hale Industries, once a paragon of efficiency, was struggling with inventory management, distribution bottlenecks, and escalating costs. The article quoted an anonymous source. The previous head of operations, Adela Hale, was the linchpin. Her departure left a gaping hole that no amount of sparkle could fill. My phone rang. It was my mother. Adela, have you seen the news? It's a disaster. Your father is furious. The stock is plummeting. Her voice was shrill, laced with panic. Oh, really? I said, feigning surprise. That's a shame. A shame? It's a catastrophe. You have to come back, Adela. You have to fix this. Why would I do that, Mom? I asked, my voice calm. I'm a failure, remember? And Clara has all that wonderful sparkle. Don't be ridiculous. Your father needs you. The company needs you. No, Mom, I corrected her. The company needs the person who actually built the systems. The person who understood the intricate dance of global logistics. The person you dismissed as too intense and not approachable. But your family, she wailed. And family betrays, Mom. I learned that lesson the hard way. I hung up. A week later, David called me into his office. He sat behind his large mahogany desk, a triumphant grin on his face. Adela, you're not going to believe this. Your father just called. He wants to meet. He wants Meridian Solutions to consult on Hale Industries' supply chain issues. Specifically, he asked for you. I leaned back in my chair, a slow, deep breath filling my lungs. Did he now? He sounded desperate, Adela. Absolutely desperate. David chuckled. He even offered to pay double our usual rates. Tell him I'm busy, David, I said, my voice unwavering. Tell him Phoenix is about to launch, and I can't spare a moment. Tell him I'm building something new, something better. David's eyebrows shot up. You're not even going to hear him out? There's nothing to hear. He made his choice. And I made mine. Tell him Meridian Solutions is happy to offer a comprehensive package for a full system overhaul. But I'm not available. Not for any price. The look on David's face was one of pure admiration. You're a savage, Adela. I love it. The launch of Project Phoenix was a resounding success. It revolutionized the logistics industry, and Meridian Solutions stock soared. My name was everywhere, hailed as a visionary and innovator. I finally had the recognition I'd always craved, not for my family name, but for my own merit. One evening, a few months after Phoenix's launch, I received a text message. It was from Clara. Adela, can we talk? Please. Things are really bad here. Dad's talking about selling off divisions. Mom is a wreck. I don't know what to do. I stared at the message, the words blurring slightly. The old Adela, the one desperate for approval, would have rushed to their aid. The new Adela, the one who had finally found her voice, felt nothing but a quiet sense of peace. You wanted sparkle, Clara, I typed back. You got it. Now deal with the consequences. I put my phone down, a weight lifting from my shoulders. The past was a memory, a lesson learned. My future stretched before me, bright and unburdened. I was no longer the failure in the family. I was the architect of my own success. And that, I realized, was the only family approval I ever truly needed.